Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we do have three very important topics to talk about. We are going to be talking about Monchu, then we are also going to be talking about Arthur Melo's future with FC Barcelona and what's currently going on right now, and lastly we will be talking about the Pau Torres and Eric Garcia center back situation. And we are first going to start with Monchu. So if you guys don't know who Monchu is a 20-year-old Spanish central midfielder who does play for Barcelona B. He did participate in the game against Sabadell, where unfortunately they did lose 2-1 in a final which was held yesterday, meaning that they did not go into the second division. They will remain in the third division. And in that Barcelona B team, one of the captains is Monchu, and Monchu has been described to be a player where he can play box to box. He's very energetic and he plays extremely similar to how Arturo Vidal does play. And it says here, according to Santiago Valle, Monchu has gotten offers from the Premier League, and if he has no opportunities to go to the first team, he will possibly leave. The most likely to go up to the first team is Inaki Peña, but it will depend whether the club decides to sell Neto or not. So we can see here that Barcelona is looking to grab some players from the Barcelona B team and give them the opportunity to participate in the first team. Now, one of those players that's not featured in that list is Monchu. And if we are talking about Monchu wanting to go to the EPL, I'm not surprised, right? Because I think that Monchu does want minutes. Monchu is a player that demands to be playing in first team football. He is that type of character, and I believe that at 20 years old, he is more than ready to be participating in first team matches. Now, the one thing that I would like to add about Monchu is that this type of player here is the exact player profile Barcelona do need at the moment, and they will be needing within these next 5 to 6 years. Because again, Monchu plays almost exactly like Vidal, and right now, Barcelona really do benefit from players like Vidal, and Monchu can be that player. And now we know that because of Monchu's high intensity and his high intensity work rate, I can see why he would suit well at the EPL, because the EPL is a league where they do demand that characteristic the most. And so I think that the best case scenario for Barcelona to do with Monchu, if he does want to be and participate in first team football, the best case scenario is to loan this player to a team in the EPL. I do not want to see this club completely let go of Monchu, because we honestly don't know what type of player Monchu could become, and it would be very frustrating to see Monchu go into the PL team, play extremely well, and then later on we're going to have to buy him back for around 30 to 40 million euros. We never know, but that is why I say that Barcelona must not let go of Monchu completely. And remember, this is all only if Monchu does demand to be in first team football in next season, or if he wants to leave FC Barcelona. And here's the reason why I don't want the club to completely let go of Monchu, right? And I'm saying this because if there was a player that's able to define what Barcelona B is, that would be Monchu, because Barcelona B is a team that's very hardworking. They always give it their all on the pitch, and you just know that when they are on the pitch, they do want to win. And we can see it in their body language, how they move going forward, how they move going back. All of those characteristics really do define who Monchu is. And I believe that what's really going to define Monchu's future with FC Barcelona in the next season will depend on Riqui Puig and Aleña's development at this club next season. If Aleña and Riqui Puig do end up starting and show to Quique Setién why they should be starting in every match in the beginning of next season, Monchu would eventually want to leave FC Barcelona, whether that could be a straight sell or a loan to a PL team. But one thing's for sure is that if Aleña and Riqui Puig do deliver in the first team, Monchu's minutes with Barcelona will decrease. Now moving on to the big news of today, and today we are going to be talking about Arthur Melo. And again, this is some huge news. So according to Jared Romero, Arthur has not returned to Barcelona, but the club wants him there now. Then Rack One continued to say, Arthur Melo has announced that he will not rejoin and will no longer play for Barcelona. The club says they will open a case against him if he does not return tomorrow. So just to give you guys some context on what's been going on, so basically all of the players in FC Barcelona have gone on vacation. You can see on their Instagrams, on their social medias, that they are spending time with their families. Some are at the beach, some are on a boat cruise, and it's fully understandable because after such a hectic season, after playing every 2 to 3 days, these players do need rest. And Arthur Melo was expected to arrive today at FC Barcelona for a PCR test, but that was not the case. Arthur Melo did not show up. Barcelona is wondering why Arthur Melo did not want to show up, but he was supposed to be at Barcelona, and he was not in Barcelona. He was in Brazil. And it says here, according to Javi Miguel. Arthur Melo was not present in today's PCR test. He was the only player absent, which is basically telling us that there were multiple players that were supposed to attend Barcelona today, and Arthur Melo was the only player that did not attend. And again, we continue to question what was the reason why Arthur Melo did not show up at Barcelona. And it says here, according to Moises Llorens, Arthur Melo is negotiating with Barcelona to separate himself from the club due to the lack of opportunities and minutes. And so I do want to stop it right there, right? Because when I read this, I'm like, wait a minute, this is complete BS. There is no way Arthur Melo is telling the club that he does not want to return because of the lack of minutes and the lack of opportunities. Because if it really was just because Arthur Melo wanted minutes and he wanted to play on the field, why would he want to go to Juventus where he will for sure not get any minutes and is going to have to wait until next season to start playing on the field again? And let me expand a little bit more on this, right? Because again, when I read this, I'm like, there is no way Arthur Melo's pissed just because he did not get any minutes. I think that the main reason why Arthur Melo did not want to return is because when he went on vacation and he was out there relaxing, I believe that he had some self-reflection. He was really sitting back and saying, wait a minute, the way that this club handled this whole transfer situation and how they continue to want me to be kicked out from this club is extremely frustrating. And so basically what I'm trying to say is that the way that this club handled this whole transfer situation has gotten into Arthur Melo's head. The reason why we are seeing Arthur Melo complain about this now is because of the vacation that he took. He had some time to have some self-reflection to understand what has been really going on. And I think that because of Arthur Melo's time away from that club and going to Brazil, he has finally made the decision to not wanting to go back to FC Barcelona. And this is some huge news, right? Because this is basically a huge middle finger towards the board. And let's say that this whole Arthur Melo move does end up being completed, like Barcelona and Arthur Melo come to a conclusion that Arthur Melo can leave to Juventus within these next 6 to 10 days. If that does end up happening, not only am I going to be pissed in the Barcelona board, but I'm also going to be very frustrated and disappointed in Arthur Melo, because I did expect him to have more professionalism in his character. Because for Arthur to make a decision like this, especially with a decision this big, this is a type of meeting you should be having eye to eye, not when someone is in Brazil and someone is in Barcelona. You need to have these type of meetings in person and inform these people ahead of time. Now, one may question and say, but wait a minute, Kevin, didn't Timo Werner do the exact same thing? Didn't Timo Werner leave Leipzig to go to Chelsea in the middle of Leipzig's season before they even went to the UCL? And yes, that's true. Timo Werner has informed Leipzig that he was going to go to Chelsea 2 to 3 weeks ago. You know who else said that? Arthur Melo. Arthur Melo has confirmed with FC Barcelona that he was going to stay with Barcelona and leave after the UCL. So Timo Werner and Arthur Melo do have their similarities, and that is that they have informed their decision on what they wanted to do for the rest of this season. The only difference is that Arthur Melo has switched his plans, and not only did he switch his plans, but he did it 2 weeks before the UCL even started. If Timo Werner did the exact same thing, that would look extremely bad on Timo Werner, meaning that because what Arthur Melo did here with FC Barcelona is extremely unacceptable. Because again, Arthur Melo did inform FC Barcelona that he was going to stay with Barcelona until the end of this UCL and be completely committed towards helping this club. And again, comparing this with the Timo Werner situation, Timo Werner let Leipzig know ahead of time what he wanted to do. They had a meeting, they terminated the contract, and everything went well. The Arthur Melo and FC Barcelona story is a completely different thing. And I can't say this enough. I'm extremely disappointed in Arthur Melo's actions towards this club, because you cannot fight fire with fire. That never works out, because if you are fighting fire with fire, you are only proving to the club and the board members that they made the right decision to let go of a player like Arthur, a player who is not responsible, someone who is not self-accountable, someone who is not sticking to his word. If we are letting go of a player like that, then the board was right. They made the right decision. So that is why I say never fight fire with fire. Arthur Melo should have stayed with Barcelona and come back from Brazil at the right time when he was expected to, so he can continue to show to the board what type of player Barcelona did lose. But because Arthur Melo made this action, now the board seems like they made the right decision. And according to Cat Radio, they have stated that Arthur is negotiating the termination of his contract with Barcelona. He has no intentions of returning. So this is fully confirmed. Arthur Melo does not want to come back to this city. And so we are going to have to wait to see how all of this unfolds. Will Barcelona and Arthur Melo come to a conclusion and a agreement where Arthur Melo can just go straight from Brazil to Juventus, or is Barcelona going to file a case and forcefully keep Arthur Melo in this city? We're going to have to wait and find out, but hopefully I will be able to announce this, whatever the news may be, in the next video and find out as soon as possible. Now moving on to the last topic of today, and we are going to be talking about Pau Torres and Eric Garcia. The reason why I do want to talk about these two center backs is because these are the two defenders that are being talked about the most, and it is official that Barcelona have contacted Pau Torres, and because of that I think that it is clear that Barcelona is looking for a new center back. They are moving fast and they do want to sign either Eric Garcia or Pau Torres. And it says here, according to Victor Navarro, Barcelona has contacted Villarreal for Pau Torres to know about his termination clause and contractual situation, but they are not willing to sell the player. He is one of the most beloved players for their president. His clause is 50 million euros. Now I want to stick to that 50 million euro price tag, because when we do hear a 50 million euro price tag, we hear of a world-class defender that's going to be starting in that next club. And let me ask you guys this: should Barcelona invest 50 million euros on a defender? Because on the other side we have another player named Eric Garcia who is costing 20 million euros, and that is max. That is the max we're going to be paying for Eric Garcia. Pau Torres and Eric Garcia both have their pros and cons, but going back to Pau Torres, would you pay 50 million euros for a left-footed center back? Because we also have a defender who is left-footed, and his name is Lenglet, a player who is looking to become a very important key player for FC Barcelona. And not just that, but Barcelona do want to renew Lenglet's contract and give this player a better wage. So it would not make sense to bring in Pau Torres, who is a first team starter with his club, and bring him right next to Lenglet, who is becoming a key player for FC Barcelona. What I believe Barcelona needs is a right-footed center back. And it says here, Barcelona do not want to have Umtiti for next season. They are looking for an exit for him this summer. The signing of Eric Garcia of City or Pau Torres of Villarreal are the alternatives choices to replace him. And here's the thing, right? Barcelona is moving away from Umtiti. They understand that Lenglet is that man to be taking the left center back position, and the only area Barcelona do need to cover is the right center back position where Piqué does play, and Eric Garcia is that man to replace Piqué. And for me, I think that is going to come down to Eric Garcia. Right now, what Barcelona is waiting for is Man City's next move. Man City right now is currently building a contract for Eric Garcia. They are going to offer him a better wage. They're probably going to offer him more minutes, which is probably going to be guaranteed in that contract. And to be honest, whatever Man City is going to give Eric Garcia when it comes to the wage, I really don't see Barcelona matching whatever Man City is going to give him. So it's really going to come down to, is Eric Garcia going to be wanting to play for Man City or FC Barcelona? Whatever his heart desires, we don't know. But if he is looking for more money and better wages, then it's understandable. If Eric Garcia does want that, I respect that. But the one thing to keep in mind is that if Eric Garcia does deny this contract from Man City in this summer, everything else is going to fall into place. Because if he denies this contract, City is going to sell Eric Garcia because they don't want to let him go for free in the next season. They do want to make a certain profit. And if City does sell Eric Garcia in this summer, Barcelona will be the first team in line to be bringing in this young defender. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona daily news. There is a lot going on right now. And so the one thing that I do want to tell you guys is that I do have a Flick chat where we can all talk about football, FC Barcelona. It does not even have to be about Barcelona. It could be about any other teams, but this is a Flick group chat where I am going to have a lot of people in. I do want to talk about football with you guys, any certain news that's going on. We will be talking about it first in that chat. So if you are looking to join, feel free to message me on Twitter or DM me on Instagram, because there is a passcode that is needed to enter that group chat on Flick. I'm not going to put it on the YouTube comment sections because then everyone else is going to see what that passcode is. But yeah, that is where everything is at the moment. If you guys do want to join, ask me. The Flick group chat link is going to be in the pinned comment down below, so feel free to check it out. And so again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.